Winning an argument is the fastest way to lose your power. Every time you scream, debate, or try to prove someone wrong with your words, you are broadcasting your deep insecurity to the entire room. You think you are showing intelligence, but in reality, you are stirring up a permanent wave of resentment that will secretly destroy your career and your relationships. The loudest mouth in the room is always the easiest to manipulate. But what if the most powerful figures in human history never actually argued with their rivals? What if they stood perfectly silent, let the other person feel like they won, and then executed a move that completely forced the world to bend to their will? Today, we unlock the ultimate rule of sophisticated dominance. Law number 9 of Robert Greene's 48 Laws of Power. Win through your actions, never through argument. This is a deep masterclass on psychological supremacy. We are skipping the philosophy. We are going straight to a brilliant, artistic deception, where a single silent act saved a genius from destruction and left a powerful politician looking like a complete fool. If you don't learn how to demonstrate instead of explain, you will spend your entire life winning arguments but losing the war. Let's begin. To master the art of silent execution, we must examine the brilliant deception of Michelangelo. In the early 16th century, the famous Florentine statesman Piero Soderini commissioned Michelangelo to sculpt a massive marble statue of David. Michelangelo worked for months, pouring his unmatched genius into the stone. When the masterpiece was finally finished, Soderini walked into the studio to examine the work. He looked at the statue, wanted to appear like an expert, and proudly told Michelangelo that the nose of David was far too big. A weak man would have exploded in anger. A fool would have started a long, logical argument explaining the laws of geometry, perspective, and anatomy to the politician.
But Michelangelo knew that arguing with a master's ego is a suicide move. He didn't say a single word. Instead, he quietly climbed up the scaffolding near the statue's head, holding his chisel. He secretly scooped up a handful of loose marble dust from the wooden planks. Then, Michelangelo pretended to work on the nose, tap-tapping gently with his chisel, while slowly letting the marble dust fall from his hand. He didn't alter the nose by a single millimeter. After a few moments, he stepped back and asked Soderini to look again. The politician, watching the dust fall, truly believed he had corrected a genius. He looked at the exact same nose and proudly declared that it was now perfect and full of life. Michelangelo won the battle, kept his artistic integrity intact, and secured his massive payment without wasting a single breath on a useless argument.
Now look at the tragic cost of breaking this law through the ancient history of Rome. The ruthless military commander Publius Crassus Dives was laying siege to a heavily fortified town. He needed a massive wooden beam to construct a battering ram to break through the enemy walls. He sent an order to his military engineers in Athens, demanding they send him the largest of 2 ship masts they had in their workshop. The head engineer was a brilliant man, but he was a stubborn academic. He looked at the request and realized that the smaller mast was actually much better suited for a battering ram. Instead of simply obeying the order, the engineer decided to argue. He sent a long, detailed letter back to Crassus, explaining the laws of physics, mechanical engineering, and architecture. He thought his logic would impress the general.
He was completely wrong. When Crassus received the letter instead of the mast, his anger exploded. He ordered his soldiers to bring the engineer to his camp immediately. When the engineer arrived, expecting a scientific debate, Crassus didn't say a single word about physics. He ordered his men to strip the engineer naked and scourge him to death with rods. The engineer spent his final moments realizing that logic means absolutely nothing in the arena of power. He won the scientific argument, but he lost his life because he forgot that masters do not want to be educated, they want to be obeyed.
The architecture of silent execution is fully operational in modern high-stakes corporate structures and social dynamics. To establish absolute psychological superiority today, you must apply two non-negotiable strategies. First, master the art of tactical compliance. When a superior, a client, or a hostile competitor aggressively asserts a stupid opinion, do not correct them. Your logic will only trigger their deep-seated insecurity and make them resent you. Instead, look at Michelangelo's dust trick. Agree with their words completely, but manipulate the physical reality behind their back. Deliver the results exactly how you know they should be done, while framing it as their brilliant idea. They will happily take the credit, while you quietly take the profit and power. Second, let reality deliver the execution.
Words are cheap and easy to argue against, but a physical demonstration is concrete. If a business partner or an investor questions your capabilities, do not waste energy writing defensive emails or long presentations. Freeze your speech. Create a sharp, undeniable result that exposes their ignorance without you saying a word. When people are forced to see the proof with their own eyes, their arguments evaporate instantly, and they are left looking like complete fools. In the ruthless arena of human influence, the person who explains themselves is a servant. The person who demonstrates is a master. Stop debating with fools, execute in total silence, and let your results destroy the opposition.
True power is never loud. It is a silent, unshakable force that manifests entirely through results. If you spend your life trying to win verbal debates and yelling to prove your intelligence, you are a slave to the opinions of others. You now know how to master tactical compliance, how to let reality destroy your opposition, and how to execute your grand designs without ever triggering your master's insecurity. But once you have mastered the art of silent execution, how do you protect yourself from the invisible poison of the people around you? How do you avoid the hidden misery, bad luck, and emotional parasites that can ruin your life without you ever making a single mistake? In the next video, we are unpacking one of the most ruthless quarantine rules of social survival. Law number 10, infection. Avoid the unhappy and unlucky. We will expose why bad luck is an infectious psychological disease and how to brutally cut off toxic individuals before they drag you down into their grave. Subscribe now, or remain a pawn in someone else's game.